Hey Aries, welcome to your weekly readings for the week of the 10th of February to the 16th. I am using the Archangel Michael Oracle. These cards are very special to me. They're what I started doing readings for when I very started doing readings 8-9 years ago now. So they mean a lot to me and I'm very in sync with them. Okay, you need 2 more cards apparently. Okay, so we have decided to be happy now, Aries. It's right now that you need to be living in the present. It is in reverse, so it's like, hey, the time is now. So many of us, this card represents, many of us focus on future living. We kind of make goals or aspirations or dreams that we put ahead and we're kind of living there instead of living in the process. It's okay to have dreams and goals and something to work towards, but when it stops you and hinders you from living in the present and living in the now, we have an issue, right? There's a problem. And this card basically says, like, it's time for you to live in this moment and start, again, putting things into practice and into play now, but appreciating the day-to-day things and what it is that puts you in a space of happiness in this moment. I do feel as though potentially you've put something on the back burner before. This is what's distracting me a little bit in my mind. It's like putting something on the back burner, something that you've always wanted, and then not actually moving towards it because again you're not focusing on the right areas, and the focus needs to be on the now, and understanding again now is a time for you to be enjoying yourself, so again nourishing the body, the mind, the soul, and just being happy in the present instead of being like, oh, I will feel happy after next Wednesday when I've done my doctor's appointment. I will be able to do something fun after XYZ, maybe in May because I've got all these things coming up for... No. Now is the only right time. And this card really does sort of say, look, the time is now. You've got now, live in the now. So just have a think on whether or not that is what's happening to you. Ask Archangel Michael to help you in this situation. Again, this is in reverse. So again, call on your divine team, but also no beating yourself up. Basically with this, it's like, if you are struggling to again live in the present, because again we have these anxieties of ifs, whats, buts, maybes, or when this happens and things, to call upon your spirit team and just have faith and trust that things are as they should be. So again, when we are focusing ahead and not living in the moment, we are not trusting in the flow of the universe, trusting in the cycle of whatever faith system it is you believe in. You're kind of fighting against your faith, right? When we are allowing the stresses and the nerves to get the better of us. Just a reminder there with those 2 cards. Next we have take your time making this decision. And this card basically comes to say, like, there's no rush. You have all the time in the world. And also that there are many options out there. So I do feel like if you are trying to be impulsive, I mean, this is Aries energy, right? Aries energy is a lot more rash and impulsive and quick to the mark than taking your time. And this is sort of saying, hey, calm down. Everything is going to be as it should be. So take your time making decisions that you require to make. And again, I feel as though when you're looking ahead, you're not appreciating that you do have plenty of time. And again, to live in this moment and to take a breather and taking a stop is not going to prevent you from having XYZ. So again, finding your fulfillment and enjoyment in each day, I feel is really beneficial to you during this time. The person you're asking about is trustworthy. This has come up in readings I've just done as well. This card sort of says if there's anything you're worrying about, any person or a decision that you want to make requires trust. This is saying trust in it. Trust in the person, trust in and so again, any name that springs to mind, this person's trustworthy. Potentially maybe it's being questioned at the moment, and this is sort of saying, hey, look, it's trustworthy. This card also kind of represents looking at things from a different perspective as well. And I do feel like Aries, there's something in regards to trust for you to work on, whether it be in trusting in the process, trusting in taking your time, or trusting in other people. to really open up and feel relaxed. There's just something here in regards to trust that I feel needs your attention. But again, we're not beating up ourselves about this and being counterproductive in this area. We're acknowledging, witnessing, and working with the energy. I do feel like if in terms of relationships, so we are coming up, there's Valentine's Day within this cycle as well. So for you, it might feel whether you are questioning your relationship or getting into a relationship or where you want your relationship to go. And I get this card really represents going for it, trusting in it. So again, whatever decisions that are going on, it's like trust in it and go for it. But again, no rushing. There's no need to rush, but it's more directing and heading in that direction. So I hope that makes sense for you. The next card is prayer will help you with the situation. So again, trust and faith is really strong for you. This whole top row and then now leading into the second row, you're being guided to trust. And so that is a major thing for you. So I need to remember to put that in your title, something to do with trust, because this is strong. This card does say, again, lean on your spirit team. So again, if you have a religious faith, that really can be your ally during this time to get you, I feel like it's more to get your head into a space that opens up your heart. So I hope that makes sense for you. Let go of fear now. So let go of fear now. It is a card that says you're on the right path. It is a card that sort of goes, have confidence, move forward. Now, I want to remind you again, Aries, that fears are things that we make up to kind of like a self-protection. Only when we allow fears to control the way that we think and to stop us from doing anything, they hinder our growth. Now, naturally, our brain is programmed towards the negative, so it'll instantly go into this self-protection mode of, again, we shouldn't be doing that because X, Y, Z might happen. Now, this naturally is a good thing if we shouldn't touch the fire because it will burn our fingers. However, when it's then, oh, maybe we shouldn't commit to this person because what if they break our hearts? You are now instantly blocking a relationship, becoming the barrier between you opening up your heart and just trusting in a person, of trusting to get to know this person or knowing them well enough, whether or not they are for you, and you're kind of telling yourself that you don't trust them instantly, rather than just being open to them and their energy. Again, people will show you whether or not you can trust them, and I feel like that's the whole point, is that we shouldn't go in thinking that we can or cannot trust them. We should go in with an open heart and an open mind to say, let's get to know this person. I'm really vibing them. They're really great. Living in the moment, deciding to be happy now, appreciating that where you are with, again, if this is a relationship with this person, and seeing where that will take you. That's you letting go of fear and living presently in the moment and deciding to be happy. And again, a person will show you who they are, and the relationship will grow in the way that it's intended if you allow that to happen. And again, if they are untrustworthy, and then we can easily go, see, you should have been more protective. No. That is when a person becomes untrustworthy and we take action then, not before that happens. None of this self-protection BS that hinders your growth, hinders your connection to people, and stops you from having authentic relationships with people. Next, we have your inner guidance is real and trustworthy. So trust in yourself. Again, you're told to have faith and trust in the process, and that's exactly what this card represents. It also sort of says that if you are wandering on a situation and you have hesitations, trust in the gut and trust in your intuition. So even though, yes, this whole reading is giving me trust for you, this is a time where you are learning what you can and cannot trust. And I think fundamentally you need to trust yourself, trust in your desires and trust what you want in life, but also trust that if something is telling you to not go for something, whether or not it's like you deciphering whether or not it is a good instinct or whether it is a fear that, again, that is hindering you. Once you break down the barrier of letting fears control you and get in the way, that's when you'll be able to decipher the difference. A favorable outcome, good things coming for you. So all of this, to me, again, we've had all this level of trust and taking your time and lean towards something. I feel like something is building up for you, Aries. Something is going to be getting you towards your path. And again, it comes with you focusing on the right things. And I've just recorded your monthly, and again, it's the same kind of vibe as well. I mean, it makes sense because it's for the month of February, and here we are in the second week. And it's saying to focus on what it is that you desire. I do feel like there is a level in you that's ready to commit to something that you want in your life, and it's starting to pave the way for yourselves now. And again, this is saying there's a favorable outcome, so focus on what it is that you want, focus on the now, on the present, and it'll lead you towards good things to come. Yeah, definitely romance. I mean, here we are in February, in the week of Valentine's, and you had the romance angels helping you. So it's definitely a great time for love. If you are thinking of getting into relationships, starting to date, or whether you're ready to commit further, this is urging you to do just that, pushing you in the right direction. And it's sort of saying that love is supporting you during this time. So if there are any struggles, any difficulties, you are surrounded by loving energy that is supportive of your growth, of you going towards your goals. And I would definitely say that this is a very positive if you have any questions in regards to relationships. So yeah, loving that for you. This is your life's purpose. So this is definitely, my door's about to slam because it's been opened and it's going to slam with the wind. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. I have my window open because I don't need the aircon on today. And so that is what happens. Okay, this is your life purpose. Whatever it is that is shaping your mind at the moment and pushing you towards something specifically, this is leading you towards what it is that you want, the good stuff. Which means, yes, your mind may be heading in a different direction to where you thought you would be going, or really changing. I feel like this is a time for changing our perspectives and changing the way we think. And being trust is a big thing that's being brought up in this reading. I feel like the universe is trying to work with you to get you to be in a natural essence that's working in your favor. And trust seems to be the barrier that may have been hindering you or preventing you towards success, but also be essential in the key to your success. I do get this sense of holding something close to you. So again, something that really means something to you at this moment, something that's really been pushed. And being that we're in love and energy, I would say that relationships may be a key focus for you. If it's not, that's fine. But this is kind of the way that the energy of February is really leading for you, Aries, is that relationships and I was going to say friendships, relationships, but this feels very much connected to relationships and love being something that is important for your growth and where you are at this time in your life and where you need to learn trust. And I feel like some of you might be like, hey, I'm really trusting and giving, but are you? Like, have you fully given yourself to your relationship? Have you said, this is my person. I love them for all that they are. I want to give them myself. We are authentically together and committed. If the answer is yes, amazing, this is going to be a great time for you. If the answer is no, yes, it's going to be a good time for you, but that's where the work is needed, because it's about being true to yourself during this time, in order to trust your feelings, trust yourself, and trust in your partner too. Now, the final card is your children are watched over by angels. Now, this does represent that, just so if you have any worries in regards to family, children, this card says, hey, they're being watched over too. They are protected. Release the worries and stresses. However, this card also really represents the child in ourselves, our inner child, the vulnerability, the part of us that does need to heal. Given that trust has come up a lot, I would say that this is a childhood trauma of kind of that you bring with you, of trust being something you have difficulty with, particularly in relationships. Now, this may stem, again, this could be the key that you might need to hear from me, that it may be linked to your childhood. Maybe you learn that as a child, people always leave, or that your parent and the people who are close to you are not strong enough to be the support that you need, or don't offer the support that you needed to grow and nurture. So you've learned that other people are not reliable, so you've just never given yourself to them. These are things that we learn from childhood that we bring in as trauma and karma that kind of we have to keep replaying and break these generational curses in order to have something authentic. And I do think that even if you've done the work previously with this, whether you've seen a therapist and you think, I worked on my commitment issues, I worked on my trust, the thing is that these wounds are so ingrained in us that just working on them once and thinking it's fixed is not actually real reality for the most of us. Most of us, we still have to continue to work. And while we fix one wound, there's still these other wounds that do need to be medicated, treated, in the sense of we need to give them attention and care and nurture them into realizing that they come from a space of vulnerability as a child, but now you're no longer this child, and yes, you still have these vulnerabilities within you, but you are able to be the parent in this situation and nurture yourself out of those things. And learn to trust again. And this to me is indicating that, saying, look, you are protected through this as well, just as you were as a child, being that, you know, whether you had to be that protection, you still grew and became this amazing adult that you are now. You are protected, you are loved, so it's now time to give that back to yourself and give you what you deserve. You do deserve to have healthy, loving relationships that are lasting, that are committed, that are not just situationships. I feel that does need to be said to your Aries in this, that it's time to build something authentic from a space of you, this being a gift that you give to yourself, of love, of nurture, of trust. Trust is the big thing here. Thank you, Aries, for being here. And I nearly lost the mic. I do need to sort my setup out. It's not working for me. We're in the second week of recordings of me coming back. So, you know, little baby errors. I don't know. All right. Thank you guys for being here. Please subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with your monthly and weeklies. Thank you, guys. I appreciate you. And I look forward to spending this year with you. Thank you.